Me and Will.i.am hung out with Quincy. We met Quincy. We did a show in London. I think it was for some big gala. And we had a chance to meet Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones talked to Will. He's like, yeah, come by and do lunch with me tomorrow. So Will was like, yo, you want to go? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go meet Quincy Jones. So we go out into the middle of nowhere in London. Really nice estate. We meet Quincy, but he was with his like 19-year-old girlfriend. They were at the girl's parents' house. So, you know, Quincy's like 60, 50 something at that time. I mean, like his girlfriend's 19 hanging out with their parents. So we're here, we're eating, we're talking. I didn't know he was from Chicago. So he was like, yo, he was just talking about how I was growing up in Chicago. He was from the South Side and how he was like super ghetto. Quincy is really ghetto. That's why I like him so much. He's hood. And, you know, he was just telling us how he grew up and how he got into music and how that was his escape to get out of Chicago, the whole nine. Kind of like a lot of people, you know, even myself, that music was a refuge from everything else that was going on in the city. Negative. So yeah, he was talking about that. We asked him a question. We was like, so Michael Jackson's working on his record. Would you ever work with him again? And he was like, no. I was like, what? I didn't say that. I was like, wow, why wouldn't you want to work with Michael Jackson? He was like, why would I work with him again? I already did that. But then when you think about what he said, it's like, how many Grammys did Thriller and all them records win? It's like, you can never top that. That's like a word of wisdom too. It's like, you never go backwards. And I believe in what he meant by that is that he did so much for him. How was that help his career at this particular point? I'm speaking Quincy Jones. You know, he did so much for Mike and just music at that particular point in history. You're setting yourself up for failure because you'll never recreate that magic again. So I was just like, okay, I see what you mean by that. So in certain situations when, you know, people that I've had really good success with, you have to really think about that being a producer because you know how they say, hey, you sold 15 million records on your last album, but you only did 2 million, and they consider that a failure. But, you know, you can't outdo yourself like that over and over and over again. So you just have to be strategic in your work and, you know, how you set up your career. And I think that was a really good lesson learned from Quincy about just thinking about your own future success and not just thinking about the hype of the success. I bumped into him a couple years ago at an event, and I just kind of, you know, chatted, shoot the shit, you know, just like, hey, I remember we met, blah, 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 blah. But he remembered, and he was really cordial, so that's nice of him.
Imagine, you know, you come into your door, somebody's ringing your bell, and you open it, and it's Jam Master Jay.
For one split second, all I thought about was, what are we gonna eat for lunch? What does Michael Jackson eat?
These white boys that get bussed in from Stillmore or wherever, they don't know. All they know is what they see on TV and what they've heard. So when they hop out the car, they're scared than a motherfucker anyway.
I just want to continue to make music. Man, no one's ever gonna get that. The whole thing for me is just continue to make music. Get up, shake it off, and just make music about it. And break down crying when the song hits you a couple weeks from now.